So after the dirt is poured on, then you poke a stick inside there and you get some fire going. You try and make a little spot that burns. It's kind of difficult to get it going, but once you get it going, you can maintain it, and you can occasionally, like here you see smoke coming out of here. You could poke a hole in there and a little bit more air in. Now in this case, he's got them all along one side. I don't know why that is, but he probably has a really good reason. He's been doing this a long time. Supposedly there used to be like 20 guys in Yotatiro who were working on charcoal. It was a product that would then presumably get transported into urban areas, or more urban. And Yotatiro was a lot smaller at that time. Yotatiro didn't really exist. Yotatiro is a relatively new town. So there's 20 guys, now there's one guy left. And one of my motivations is to save his knowledge, and he knows that. We talked about it last time we did this, which was some years ago. We made charcoal. Well, he did it. In that case, he also taught some other guys in Yotatiro, so we could try and save this knowledge. Video does pretty well. It may not show all the tricks, but it's enough for us to get going. And certainly the local guys can learn this knowledge that's going to be lost. And if you look at energy changes in the world, it could well be that charcoal once again becomes more important. Now, I don't actually look forward to the day when, as oil gets more expensive, we decide to return to wood, because our use of wood in general has resulted in massive deforestation over time in various areas such as Europe. Probably also in other places where there was civilization, but now there's desert. In other words, humans destroy their environment. And I don't want to hear about, indigenous people are all in tune with the natural world and save everything. No, maybe some of them do. Uncontacted peoples, maybe. We should not mess with them. But in general, humans near natural resources will destroy the entire environment over time. And so I suspect, and I don't like this theory, that the reasons we have more forests right now is because we're using oil. We have cheap energy, really cheap energy with oil. And my fear is that as the price of that goes up, as it becomes more scarce, and we don't have any obvious, really magic, great solutions, we have a really known solution that we used to use, and that's wood. So my fear is we return to wood. Now, if we do return to wood, what I'd like to do is support the ideal way of doing that so that we're planting more than we're taking, and we're actually doing forest restoration even as we increase our use of wood. As we rediscover the value of wood, let's make lots more of it, and diverse wood, and let's include with that whole complex biosystems that we then scrape value out of. In other words, let's not do tree farming for charcoal. Let's not do tree farming for firewood. Let's figure out how to have forests that we can over time sculpt and harvest correctly and have the forest actually be healthier for it. That is a really exciting goal. And I've never heard anybody say that we should do that yet, because it might be slightly less economical, but I think in the long term, if you think of parts of the equation we might be forgetting, like quality of life, biodiversity, survival of the planet, details like this, then we make the equation a little differently, and it may be that we want to have sustainable, biodiverse forest farming. And charcoal would probably be part of that. It certainly is a likely option. We shall find out in time. Hey, puppies. Later on I'll get him out of the licking my hand habit, but I don't mind for now. Well, that's it. That's charcoal. Time for some coffee.